Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. I'm excited to have Miss Natalie Poli on with us, a great lady doing some great things, and I'm truly grateful to have her on. So first, thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
Thank you for having me, Chip. It's really an honor to be here.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into it. I know off air we talked a little bit about your journey and man, some of the really neat things that you've been blessed to achieve. But if you don't mind sharing some of those things and your journey with the audience so they have an idea of who you are and what it is you do.
Sure, absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. And as Chip mentioned, I am Natalie Poli, and I really have had the honor in the 40 plus years, I leave it at that, that I have been able to be, part of this amazing world we live in. I've been able to do some really incredible things. I am not only a mother of three, but I am also blessed to have two amazing stepchildren, and they range in ages from 14 to 20. So we've seen a lot of teenage years so far, and we just feel so blessed for those teenage years. Anybody else out there raising teenagers knows it's quite interesting.
Yeah, busy
But
times.
it's some interesting times in today's world, that's for sure. But in the past 8 years, I have been able to travel such a really remarkable journey. I have obtained my master's in 2006 when I was actually pregnant with my second son and survived a stroke and a heart procedure. So I went from being fine 1 minute to hitting the floor the next and not being able to speak or have any feeling in the right side of my body. Well, I was determined to graduate on time and had my heart procedure. And I think that really began a journey of perseverance and commitment and dedication, and really allowed me to build a really fierce, I think, competitiveness within me, because I always felt like I needed to keep doing that next thing to ensure that I stayed alive, to ensure that I was here for my children. And you just never really know what the journey has for you. And 8 years ago, when I stepped into education full time after spending a decade home with my boys, I have gone from being an instructional technology teacher to an assistant principal. And I really hope that me sharing my journey over the past several years outwardly and openly with people like you, Chip, that I've been able to provide just an insight and be a role model for other men and women who see themselves possibly in situations that they didn't expect, and to come out of them truly, not necessarily on the other side, but a stronger person, a stronger man, a stronger woman, because it really is surprising to us sometimes what life holds. So today I sit before you here, and I'm an assistant principal in one of the largest school districts in the state of Illinois. I am so proud to be an assistant principal in U46. We have fierce leaders in our district, and Dr. Tony Sanders sits at the top. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of such an amazing school district, but also a great field and meeting people like you.
That's awesome. So good. Well, if you don't mind sharing, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
So first and foremost, my children. I think it's been just a blessing to be able to say that those 3 boys can call me mom. And you learn a great deal about yourself and also about them when you take this journey together. And, you start out very young sometimes as a parent, and I was blessed to be able to stay home with them for a whole decade. And it just was truly a blessing that I look back now and I'm so grateful for. I love seeing them grow up, and I love seeing the amazing men that they're growing up to be. 2, I will definitely say my career, because I did stay at home for 10 years, I have really grown to love and be proud of the person that sits in front of you, the educator, the instructional coach, the administrator now that sits in front of you, and to have gone back as an adult to get my EDS in educational leadership and administration. That was a huge accomplishment for me. And I feel that I knew getting that EDS degree was going to be able to take me to greater places for my career. And that's exactly truly what it's done. And lastly, I would say my jumping back into pageantry. So I am actually closing out my reign tomorrow as Mrs. Midwest International 2022. And I hope that I've been able to break some barriers. I hope that I've been able to break that stigma that a lot of people have with pageantry and women, because as you put it earlier, Chip, we have substance and we have major substance. And many of us that choose to put ourselves out there in that regard have amazing careers, are fantastic moms, are advocating for something regarding ourselves, a loved one, a child, an experience that maybe we had. I can't tell you how many women I've met through this process who have survived domestic violence, who had a family member or a child commit suicide, who have survived cancer, survived a stroke like myself. We are some fierce, fierce individuals. And I say, you put a sash and a crown on it, and all of a sudden it becomes big news. And it's interesting because we don't go into it wanting the attention on us as individuals. We go into this wanting our accomplishments to get the attention, what we advocate for to get the attention. And so between my children, my career, and this reign as Mrs. Midwest International and a formal Mrs. Illinois International, I feel quite blessed that I'm at the age I am, and I can say that I have truly been a force to be reckoned with at times, a fierce individual in terms of competition, but also a loving wife, an adoring mom. Hopefully, I hope that, out there with all of the students that I've encountered, that they remember me for always being that sparkly teacher with the wands and all that magic fairy dust. And that you kind of build your legacy, right? And you build your brand. And so I really hope that through those accomplishments that I've left my mark and that I continue to leave my mark.
That's awesome. Congratulations on all of that too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So hearing you talk about your journey, hearing you discuss the things that you're proud of, I will consider that to be hugely successful. So let's hit on success. What is your definition of success?
I love that you bring this question up, Chip. And I think it's something that a lot of people are looking for, that magic answer, right? What is she going to say? What have Chip's other guests said that are going to, all of a sudden, I'm going to wake up and have the magic, drum roll, please, you're going to have the magic answer. And I'm one of those people that I believe success is truly how you define it for yourself. You look at where you are today, and you say to yourself, number one, am I happy? Two, am I where I thought I would be at this point in my life? I am not where I thought I would be in my point in my life. I have actually surpassed where I thought I was going to be. But I also had to go down some winding roads to get to where I am. So success is truly defined by who you feel you are, where you are, and where you want to go. You have to continue down that path of defining your own success all the time. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself to the man or the woman next to you, because they're not you. You're you, and only you can be the best person for yourself.
Man, so good. So good. Well, what I'd like to do, I was going to say now to the fun part, but it's all been fun for me. But what I want to do now is I want to throw some words or phrases out at you. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind sharing what comes to mind or heart when you hear these.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You good with that?
Do it.
All right. So let's go with the first. Let's go with living and learning.
Living and learning. Well, I would say that living and learning. You want specific words, Chip, or phrases?
Or just whatever comes up for you.
marriage. I think marriage. You live and you learn. You grow with one another through the good times, through the challenging times, and through one another's successes.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to be Mrs. Poli for the last 3.5 years, and I found myself a good man. So I really do think that you live and you learn, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. The next words are adapt and adjust.
Education.
Come on. Yeah. That's
I
right.
hope that I speak for the teachers, the instructional coaches, the administrators.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if there's anything the past couple of years have shown us is how to adapt to new environments, new situations. You know, we've had to really endure a lot the past couple of years. I mean, people in every profession have had to adapt, right? But because I'm in education, it definitely comes to mind.
Yeah. You can speak on that.
Yeah, that's true. Hashtag truth.
Yeah. You know that life.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So the last one I'm going to give you, Natalie, I'm going to pause before I give you this one, and I'm going to give you the warning, man. This is the good one. So get ready. Okay.
I love it.
Right.
I like the hot seat.
Let's go. All right. So the last one is legacy. Come on.
This one I love.
Yeah.
I hope that with legacy, I hear former Chicago lovable. I hope my grandchildren, years down the road from now, see that my mom was part of that amazing legacy of being a professional dancer and cheerleader for the Chicago Bulls. I think family traditions. I think profession, you know, the legacy I'm leaving with my students, with my teachers and staff.
Yeah,
I hope that that's part of that legacy. And I also hope with my brand, Stroke of Insights, through my podcast, through my website, nataliepoli.com, through the work I'm doing for the PICS Society, it stands for Pediatric Interventional Cardiovascular Society, Dr. Hijazi, the man that saved my life. He is the founder of the society, and I'm his senior patient advocate. I hope I'm leaving a legacy with all my advocacy work. And look out, Capitol Hill, because I'm coming for you again this year in May. So be ready for me. So I hope that with my advocacy work too, that I'm really leaving a legacy in all those areas of my life, and more to come.
Yeah. I told you that was a good one, but you got some good answers. You had some good answers for it too. That's a good one. Well, as we close, I'd love for you to have the opportunity to share with the audience, where they can go follow you and check you out and show you some love with all of the amazing things you have going on.
Thank you. So yes, you can find me on Twitter, Natalie Poli. You can also find me on social media. Other channels would be Instagram and Facebook. My Mrs. Midwest International page is going to be changing over soon. So if you have an opportunity, go check it out, Mrs. Midwest International. And I truly hope that whoever's listening to this, here's some of the things that I'm saying and some of the questions that you're saying, Chip, because life is truly very, very short. And I've lived a pretty amazing journey so far. And I think, again, your journey is defined by who you are, and where you want to be. There's things in my journey that I never thought that I would have to come into contact with. I never thought I'd be a stroke survivor. As I sit here speaking to you today, I never thought at one point I had no voice and I wasn't able to speak. I was a young 29-year-old mom of a 2.5-year-old and a 9-week-old that went from being totally fine to vibrant to not being able to speak or have any feeling in the right side of my body. And I think I always tried to live a very, very positive, spiritual life then, but that will really turn someone's life upside down. And I really think that changed my trajectory of you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to accomplish. I was planning a wedding and getting my EDS degree, and I had 3 young boys. So you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. Because if I had a dollar or although, those ropes you use when you want to go see a show and people are standing in the lines. If I had a room for anyone and everyone that told me no or was jealous of what I accomplished, jealousy can be a really tough thing for people. You have to look past it. Not everyone's going to like you all the time. And sometimes they don't like you because you're you. Sometimes they can't handle your sparkle, as I say. Sometimes they wish they're doing the things that you're doing. So always remember that when people sometimes turn negative on you or aren't, having that positive light that you hope that you see in everyone, sometimes it's a reflection of them. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they feel about themselves, maybe insecurities that they have. Be that positive person to them. Be that light to them. Kill them with kindness, as they say, that old phrase. But you have to keep being you. And that's the model you'll see on my Twitter page. Be bold, be brave, and be you, because that's the only person you can be. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You want that job, go get it. You want to take that trip, go take it. You want to, right? You got it. You have to go for it, because if you keep sitting back and telling yourself, coming up with all of the list of reasons as to why you shouldn't be doing it, you're never going to do it, right? I'm an assistant principal now, but you bet my goal is to be a principal. Absolutely. You bet my goal is to be working in the district office. Absolutely. Right? So you have to start speaking that into existence. You have to start making those moves to make that happen and connecting with the right people to help you grow. Not necessarily to help you get that job, but to help you be the best person that you can be. And that's also what you do, Chip, by interviewing people like me. We're able to share that positivity. We're able to talk about what we've done. And, I look at this sash and this crown and I think, this represents all of the amazing things that I've done the past couple years as a Mrs. Illinois and Mrs. Midwest International, but it also represents all the people that don't believe in pageantry, that don't think these women have a place in pageantry. I can tell you right now, we are the fiercest interviewers. We are the biggest advocates. We move mountains where mountains aren't even built yet, because we are doing this for a cause. And so I really hope that my students and my staff feel that from me, that you can live life to the fullest. You can do whatever you set your mind to, but remember to be you. Don't try to be that person next to you, because their journey is their journey. Yours is a totally different journey. So always, be dedicated and honest and put you first, and don't feel guilty for it. Because I'm one of those, right? Nope, it's the kids first, it's this person first, it's my job first, but you have to carve out that time for you, even if it's 30 minutes in a day.
Man, just hearing you talk, then I have one word in response to that, all of that you just said. And that one word is boom.
Thank you, Chip. Well, I'd like to say that that's because of the University of Iowa Journalism and Mass Communications Department did such a good job with my undergrad, right? And
There you go.
That's everything. I say, I love doing things like this with people like you, because I do love public speaking. I do love being in front of the camera and sharing my journey and talking to other people like yourself, or even people I have on my podcast. So, we talk about success or we talk about journeys. That's still something that I want to continue to grow. My ability to be out there and to continue these TV interviews. I did one last year with NBC5 and continue to talk to people like you. Just because my reign might be over, my advocacy work is still going to happen. I still am an educator and an administrator. I want to talk to fantastic people like you and share what we're seeing in education and talk about all that rigor that we want to see in our classrooms, because we know these kids we're teaching today are going to be leaders in a totally different world than we grew up in. And we have to prepare them for that. It's hard because you feel like there's nothing that's going to quite prepare them for the future, but we're doing the hard work. Our teachers and our staff are doing the hard work every day. And as administrators, we're just trying to be those instructional leaders to help lead everything our districts want to drive. And you just have to continue to stay true to the cause.
Amen. Well,
Mhm.
again, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. I truly appreciate it. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you, Chip. Well, I appreciate you and everything you do, and you bring some amazing people to the forefront of our lives here on Twitter and YouTube. And that just is very telling of you as an individual. You want to keep sharing the good, you want to keep sharing people's stories, and you want to keep helping other people get inspired by others. And that's all we can do in this world because it's a tough world. And we
That's
have to
it.
continue being that sparkle that we wish we would see every day.
Hey, that's it. Well, thank you. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye.
Go get it.